Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rechak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Numbers, the 25th chapter. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So now let's take a look here. Can we find where it was? Let me see. That's that Numbers 25. Numbers 25 Shittim map. Okay. So we see a little something over here. Okay. So it places it here, which is not too far from Moab, right? The region where Moab was. But here, as it says here, they started to commit whoredoms with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people onto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat. So the Moabite, and mainly in particular, the Moabite women and the Midianite women were seducing Israelites. Okay, and then enticing them. As it says, they called them onto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. So they started to get Israelites to commit idolatry, to commit spiritual fornication against the Lord. Now, why would they do that? And why would they know to do that? Because the original plan was curse them. But that didn't work. And all of a sudden, they resort to now enticing them to sin by worshiping the deities of the Moabites and the Midianites. Why? We'll find out as we keep on going. So long story short, Israel starts to go off. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun. Not saying cut off their actual heads, but meaning the heads here is referring on to those that were leaders or ringleaders or spearheading this idolatrous movement. Okay. And he says, find all of them and hang them up, right? Slay them against the sun in broad daylight, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So while Israel was here weeping and crying unto the Lord concerning this this anger, right, that they had incurred, the wrath of the Lord, this dumbass Israelite is going to bring in a Midianitish woman, which this Midianitish woman was one of those that was gutting Israel to go off, and he's bringing her basically into the camp, into his tent. Because when you read this in another translation, it'll tell you that he basically brought her, it says, onto his brethren, right? Presented her to his brethren. But as it says here in the NLT, he brought her into his tent. And as we read on down, we'll see that that's exactly where they went. And guess what they went to do? They went to do things in that tent. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. So more than likely, they were engaging in intercourse, but it was probably in the name of their God as well. Okay, because these heathens have these kinds of customs, right? Where they could, like you had, for example, temple harlots, right? And their role was to have sex, but in a ritualistic way. Okay, so long story short, this man had fallen prey to this woman, right? And was furthering this idolatrous belief, okay, as he was dealing with her. And so when Phinehas slew both of them, as it says, it pleased the Lord, and so the plague was stayed, because the Lord was plaguing Israel and basically killing them. It says, and those that died in the plague were 24,000. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. So for his zeal, right, for me, in which he slew this wicked Israelite, he ended up appeasing my wrath, that I didn't consume all of Israel because I was pissed off. And as a result, wherefore say, behold, I have given unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. So that priesthood is going to pertain to him, as it says, the Lord say he's made a covenant with him, so it'll stay with him and his seed. Because he was zealous for his God and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. See, so he wasn't just some regular old dude. He was one of the quote unquote, somebody known. Probably had influence too. So he was definitely setting a bad example here. But they didn't have to worry about that anymore because he was cooked after that. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people, this is Zur, and a chief house in Midian. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, vex the Midianites and smite them. All right, i.e., go and when you go into that word vex, it's not like just go annoy them, pretty much go destroy them. Okay. It says here to cause distress, to besiege, all right, to be narrow, to make narrow, to cause stress, to press upon, to show hostility towards. And this would be in the sense of actually going and warring against them. So as it says, vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles going into their charms, their deceits, right, the crafty ways that they were getting Israelites and distressing us, because by causing Israelites to go off, the Lord put a plague amongst us. So the Lord says, go and get them. As it says, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor. So they deceived you Israelites into worshiping their gods. All right. They seduced them. All right. And in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague of Peor for Peor's sake. So she was one of the influencers, and that's why she was slain with the man. And that brings us to the end of the book of Numbers, the 25th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rechak Udash. And until next time, Shalom.